That's President Trump discussing his tariff strategy with me in a Fox Business exclusive yesterday. House Republican Conference Assistant Whip Nicole Malliotakis has been touting the success of tariffs, saying so far the simple threat of tariffs have achieved desired outcomes. We've seen a 95% decline in border crossings, a sharp decline in drug trafficking, and nearly $2 trillion in private investment in U.S. manufacturing. Malliotakis also celebrating President Trump's deal with French shipping firm CMA, a $20 billion investment in the United States over the next 4 years to create 10,000 jobs. I was there yesterday and met the CEO, and he told me a bit about it. Staten Island's Port Liberty set to benefit from this deal as it is operated by CMA. Joining me now is the woman herself, New York Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis. Congresswoman, thanks very much for being here, and I understand why this is so important to you. That's your district. And I met the CEO yesterday when he was in the Oval Office with President Trump. He's very excited about investing in America. And we talked about how large the ships are. This is a huge deal, and it adds to all the other investment in America that President Trump has been able to trigger.
That's right. $2 trillion this president has been able to bring in private investment in just his first 40 days. Think about that. Foreign companies who are expanding operations here, domestic companies like Apple who are now going to be manufacturing within the U.S. and also expanding operations. We're talking about a lot of jobs, a lot of investment, and it's private investment, unlike what Joe Biden did, which was use trillions of dollars in American tax dollars to try to incentivize people here. Trump is doing it by having smart policies, and the CMA deal is huge for Staten Island. We're talking about $300 million that they're going to be putting in our ports to expand. They're going to create about 300 jobs as a result of this. We're already seeing the effects of this deal because they've already hired about 60 people just in the last few months. So we're really excited. I've been pushing for this for quite some time. We've been investing in our port infrastructure here and our waterways to make sure that we can bring more ships, deepening our channels. It's going to be a good deal for Staten Island and for the country.
Yeah. So what will that do to change Staten Island? Tell me specifically what you're expecting from this shipbuilding investment.
Yeah, well, the Ways and Means Committee actually had a hearing at this port about a year ago. And at the time, it seemed like there wasn't a lot going on. But right now, we're expecting to see a lot of activity. We're going to see a lot more containers coming in. We're going to see a lot more jobs being created. We're going to see the port expanded in a way where they'll be able to deal with more capacity. And so this is a huge deal for Staten Island because we are an island and we do rely on our maritime industry for a lot of the jobs. And over the decades, we've seen these jobs go away, sadly. And we've been working very diligently to try to jumpstart the maritime industry again. And we're hopeful that this will not only bring those 300 jobs to Staten Island for this particular Port Liberty, but that we'll see as a result other companies that service the shipping industry come as well. And I think President Trump's announcement the other day at the State of the Union, where he talked about the need to build ships here in the United States, the Jones Act, very critical and important for our national security and economy.
Yeah, exactly. And the president told me yesterday that for some reason the U.S. stopped building ships. I mean, we haven't had this kind of activity. I mean, my question is, all of these things that President Trump is coming up with, where was Joe Biden? I mean, all these ideas, right? Shipbuilding, the Panama Canal, Greenland. I mean, obviously cutting costs and taking out the fraud and abuse. It's unbelievable how many things he's coming up with in 40 days. And in 4 years, we haven't heard a peep about any of this stuff.
You're right. I mean, it's actually pretty outrageous that Joe Biden, one of the areas where we have been pushing the Biden administration, they did absolutely nothing, was pharmaceutical manufacturing, Maria. This is so critical. If we learned anything from COVID, we can't rely on other countries, particularly communist China. And so President Trump, we're working to get something in the tax package that would actually jumpstart domestic manufacturing for pharmaceuticals, for medical supply chain. I just came back from Puerto Rico, where they have a robust industry, but they lost a lot of that. They lost a lot of the manufacturing capability for pharmaceuticals. We got to bring it back. And I believe President Trump is going to do it. And we need to do it because we have a shortage of 250 drugs in this country, including antibiotics, chemotherapies. We got to be self-sufficient. It's a national security issue.
Yeah, you know, thank you so much for working on this issue. I mention this all the time because I remember during COVID 2020 when you had all those propaganda, they call themselves media, coming out of communist China, and it's all propaganda networks. And basically they came out with a tweet and said, well, maybe we won't send the underlying ingredients to prescription drugs that we make here for America. Maybe we won't send them to America. Let them get sick. That was a threat. They took it off, can't even find the tweet anymore. But that's right. We cannot rely on our #1 adversary to make the underlying ingredients for our prescription drugs, not to mention semiconductors as well, that we're using the advanced semiconductor chips for the military made in Taiwan. But I want to get your take on the border because New York City officials are insisting that sanctuary laws are still being followed after Mayor Eric Adams testified before the House Oversight Committee Wednesday. The mayor supporting a new plan to ease requirements in giving illegal migrants ID residency cards. Congresswoman, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem visited the subway station where an illegal Venezuelan migrant allegedly set a woman who was sleeping, he set her on fire. She says the New York City Department of Corrections is not honoring an ICE detainer for that illegal migrant who did the deed, Congresswoman. So what's going on here?
It's absolutely outrageous. The Democrats, again, are doing everything they can to harbor and protect illegal immigrants in our country or who are committing crimes. This is exactly what happened with Laken Riley's murderer. He was arrested and then released by New York City, went to Georgia and killed that innocent young woman. 100% preventable. It is this sanctuary policy. They go so far out of their way. And if you watched the hearing the other day, the Democrats were criticizing Mayor Adams for any type of cooperation. And obviously, I believe he hasn't cooperated enough because there have been all the detainer requests have actually been denied up until this year. We don't have the exact data for this year. But what I will say is they have released thousands of people who have committed crimes back onto our streets. And oftentimes the mayor made us actually pay to house them in luxury hotel rooms after they were released. It is so outrageous. And I'm so glad that Tom Homan is taking this issue so seriously, came to New York City immediately. They have deported thousands of people who have committed crimes. They even caught a guy who committed murder in his home country. And he was just walking around New York City like nothing. And so thank you, President Trump, for making this a top priority because New York City residents have had it.
It's true. Congresswoman, good to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria.